Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is going to be the first episode in yet another series here on my channel. And this new series is going to be all about how you can find the latest trends in secondhand / pre-owned versions. Now, if you've been around on my channel for a while, you know that I'm a huge fan of purchasing secondhand items. It's both better for your wallet, it's better for the environment, and it's also a great way to find something really unique. And just as a fact, before I begin with the actual trends for this season, I just want to say that my personal wardrobe consists of probably 80% all year basics that are my long-term basics. I never really touch this collection that I have. So it's only a really small part of my wardrobe that are considered the more season or trend-based products that I actually play around with. Personally, I don't like to be on this constant hunt for new things, and I don't like to add too many trend-based products to my wardrobe either. I used to be just like that, and I felt like it made my closet very messy. It made me feel like I had nothing to wear when that was clearly not the case at all. It also required huge wardrobe weed-outs throughout the year, which was just too much maintenance for me. And then finally it made me look at the clothes that I had in my wardrobe as something purely disposable. And that is one of the biggest problems with the fashion industry, the way it works today. And yeah, obviously the thing that's very bad for the environment. So with all that being said, that we have to be more careful, that doesn't mean that we have to take all the fun away from fashion. I would be lying if I didn't say that I like to purchase new products every now and then, because it just freshens up my wardrobe, especially when I have such a huge part of my wardrobe being more static and more long-term. But I just think that we can do much better than constantly purchasing new things and just throwing them away. So let's look at some of the trends for spring/summer 2017. Spring is almost over here in Denmark. I say almost because even though the calendar writes summer, it doesn't really feel like summer right now. I usually Google my way through the key trends, and then I try to see which one of them I can make more wearable and that I can incorporate into my own closet and make some very suitable everyday looks with. Then of course I also find a lot of my inspiration on social media like Instagram, YouTube, Pinterest, blog loving. But again, like I said, I don't go chasing every single trend I stumble upon. I choose a couple of them to focus on just to freshen up my wardrobe the right amount. So in this video, I've chosen to focus on 4 different trends for the spring-summer season of 2017, which you can in fact find among the pre-owned / secondhand web shops. And of course you can probably also go through your own local thrift shops, but I just want to show you how many opportunities there are online as well. The first trend I stumbled upon when I started searching for the latest trends were seaside stripes. Now, in my eyes, the seaside stripes or the nautical vibe is something that always returns in the spring-summer season. You can see here that Elle.com has made this little trend overview showing different designers who has shown the trend this season. So if you go into, for example, ASOS Marketplace, which is one of my favorite online vintage shops, and just put in stripes, you'll get up with a bunch of different products, and really you can just work your way through them and find the ones that you like. Maybe you're even looking for something very specific. But if you just search for striped, you'll get the more basic, more classic nautical stripe, but you'll also get some that are more bold, which is also a huge trend this season. So really there's a lot of opportunities to find some cute stripes. The second trend I stumbled upon is brights. I mentioned in my previous video that I'm totally into red right now, like a really bright red just as a detail color. But you'll also find yellow and blue. And yellow is actually also starting to get a little bit under my skin, but only in small amounts. So I found this trend board on Who What Wear that shows that this trend has in fact been shown by a lot of designers as well. Personally, I've also noticed it a lot on Instagram, and some of the people that I follow there has been showing very bright colors lately as well. And as I also mentioned in my previous summer capsule video, I've been on the hunt for the perfect long sleeve red-white striped top. So this top kind of fits into this category, also along with the Seaside stripes. So it's kind of two trends in one. And I actually found one on the Danish secondhand web shop Trend Sales. And yeah, I haven't received it yet, but I'm really looking forward to receiving it in the mail. Then I've also been trying to look for a bright red sweatshirt or knit pullover, just because I really like that pop of red, and I think it's gonna look awesome when fall arrives as well. So again, if you go to ASOS Marketplace and you just type red sweater, then there's a whole bunch of red sweaters in there to choose from. I love that they have so many options. So yeah, you can go for a full item in a bright color, or you can go for just a little detail like an embroidery or maybe a scarf or a pair of shoes. The third trend I stumbled upon is ropes, and to me this kind of goes into the whole kimono trend as well. And I really like it for an everyday look on top of a white, just a plain white t-shirt and a pair of blue wash denims, and then maybe, I don't know, a pair of sandals or a pair of boots or pumps or really anything. And I found some really cute ones both on ASOS Marketplace but also on Vestiaire Collective, which is a secondhand online shop which carries sort of like luxury items. I'll make sure to mention all of the websites that I check out later in this video, and I'll also link them below so that you can find the one that ships to your country. The fourth and last trend in this video is straw materials, and I'm sure many of you have seen these very cute straw bags everywhere on Instagram. I personally have been seeing them a lot and I love them. Basically everything in straw seems to be very trendy right now. Straw hats, straw bags. I'm not really sure where this trend started, so if you know which designer started this whole trend, please let me know. Maybe it's just one of these trends that just suddenly appears on social media and now it's just everywhere, I don't know. But as you can see here, both ASOS and Vestiaire Collective has a bunch of these cute bags. So just to sum up where exactly I like to purchase my secondhand items, like I said, of course I browse through my local thrift shops in the city I live in every once in a while. And then I have a bunch of secondhand web shops that I turn to. So out of all of the secondhand web shops that I've mentioned and that I'm going to mention, ASOS Marketplace and Trend Sales are the only ones that I've actually tried myself. But I've heard good things about the other ones as well, so I think you should definitely check them out. And also feel free to link any other secondhand web shop that you know of in the comments below, then I'll make sure to gather them all. So yeah, there's ASOS Marketplace, which is a lot of different boutiques from all over Europe that you can order directly from. And then there's Vestiaire Collective, which is more luxury items, so you'll find, you know, a vintage Chanel bag or maybe the Gucci loafers that's been everywhere this season. You'll find many of the very hyped luxury items, but you can also find more vintage and more unique ones. And then of course Trend Sales, which I also mentioned, the Danish website. And then I recently got a tip from one of you that there's something called Poshmark and something called ThreadUp as well. And I think these are more for people living in the United States. One last thing I'd like to say before I finish off this video is that for some people the rush they get whenever they purchase something new is kind of an addiction. It has been for me as well before I started this whole journey towards minimalism and the capsule wardrobe system and everything. So if purchasing secondhand items is totally new for you, you have to be willing to have an open mind in order to, you know, get rid of your old buying habits. When you purchase something secondhand, it's not new, it doesn't smell new, it smells used. It takes some effort to care for your secondhand products, they need to be cleansed and they need to be washed and used before it really starts to feel like your own products. But I'll say that for me, I really enjoy this effort, and yeah, just the fact that you save a lot of money, it's better for the environment. I can really only see the good things about purchasing clothes like this, and it does require some work, and you need to be open-minded, and again, you have to be willing to change your old habits. There's some tips that I'd like to gather in order to help you get a good experience with purchasing secondhand items. So as soon as that blog post is online, I'll make sure to link it here in the cards. So if it's not here yet, it's because I haven't done it yet, but it'll be up soon, I promise. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it wasn't too messy or hard to figure out. I know there was a lot of explanation and a lot of talking, but whenever I start up a new series, I feel like I need to explain myself a bit in the first episode. So I hope there'll be a lot less explanation in the next video in this series, which is going to be in the autumn-winter season. So this is a video that's going to return every season. So I'll look through the trends and then I'll guide you to where you can find this similar products secondhand. Okay, that's it. I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and if you're new, I hope you want to stick around in all of my videos. I'd love to have you here. So make sure to subscribe to my channel and give me a thumbs up if you liked my video. And yeah, then I hope to see you next time. Bye guys.